Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly reading with your astrologer, life coach, and consultant, Orenna, for the week of June 7th, Monday, till June 13th, Sunday, for 2021. So, this is an astrological and also oracle cards reading for the week of June 7th until June 13th by your astrologer and intuitive life coach Orenna. So welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we are passing through an interesting time just in between two eclipses, and this is the eclipse season. Plus, the Mercury and some other planets are in retrograde motion. So, this is an important transitional period, an era is ending and a new era is starting for you. But whatever is your ultimate truth will always stay permanent in your life. So you are very welcome for our reading, as well as I will share about the astrological information of the week. I would like to show you our cards that showed up. And I would like to thank Miss Elena Fairchild for this wonderful Rumi Oracle cards. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This week is important because there will be the first solar eclipse of 2021 on June this week, June 10th, Thursday, for the Northern Hemisphere. And by the way, we are having the longest daylight in the Northern Hemisphere in June until the solstice, June 21st. So the days are, the longest in this month of June. And I don't believe we're already halfway the year of 2021. You might be feeling sensitive, or it might be an interesting period for you because last week, actually May 26th, before, we had this lunar eclipse. And this week, June 10th, Thursday, there will be the solar eclipse. And the week starts with the Taurus moon. This week, the moon will be transiting through the signs of Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. So June 7th, there will be the waning crescent in the sign of Taurus. The moon will be in waning crescent phase. And the light, the beams of the moon will get smaller until the new moon will be happening, which is at the same time the annular solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are always the time of the new moon, and as you know, lunar eclipses are always the time of the full moon. So after the full moon, as the moon starts its gibbous waning phase and then reaches its last quarter, and then the waning crescent, and as it gets smaller and darker right before the new moon, it's the darkest time of the night. So just like this example, just before anything new starts in your life, just before the sun rises or the moon, the new moon starts to be revealing, it might be the darkest time, but it means that, like the end of a tunnel, the dark period will be over and the new lights, something fresh and new, will start in your life. Like the birth of a baby, we don't see the baby, but it's getting ready in the womb of the mother. And then when the baby is born, a new life starts for you. So please be patient. You might be passing through an interesting time. There might be some challenges and obstacles because the energies are not very easy. But all is well, and all is going to be well. Hang in to your life path. Know that you are protected. You will be maintained. All your needs will be met. You are under the canopy and the protection of the loving light of God, the Creator, the Supreme Soul, the ultimate lover, and all is going to be well. joy, good health, abundance, happiness, success, all the happiness and love will be yours and will be coming to you. So, this week, ladies and gentlemen, the solar eclipse, I want to share a little bit about this. Solar eclipses are always the beginning of a new cycle. And this solar eclipse will be happening on June 10th, Thursday, 2021, in the sign of Gemini, 19 degrees. And all the eclipses are always numbered by astronomers and astrologers. This solar eclipse belongs to Saros family, and the number of the eclipse, if you search through internet, you would see it's 100. It belongs to the family of Saros cycle, and it's 147th eclipse. This eclipse actually is linked with the other solar eclipses which happened in actually 1913, 1931, 1949, and it goes on. And May 21st, 2003, whatever happened in your life, please try to remember the year 2003, May 31st, the similar eclipse energy happened, and it will be happening this week in your life. So if you go back in your memory, the year 2003, May 31st, the same degree, Gemini, 19 degrees, solar eclipse happened almost like 18 years ago. This is a semester series solar eclipse, which happens every 18 years and 11 days, 4 hours, and it happens, this semester eclipses happens every 177 days. So this year, November 19, we're going to have a lunar eclipse. It will be a partial lunar eclipse for 2021. I apologize. And December 4th, there will be a total solar eclipse again, just before the year will be ending. So we had the lunar eclipse, which was the total lunar eclipse. It was a blood moon total eclipse, May 26. And this solar eclipse, which marks the beginnings, June 10th. And 6 months later, for the year 2021, the next eclipses will be happening on November 19th and December 4th. December 4th will be the solar eclipse. November 19th will be the lunar eclipse. Well, this week, another important thing is Mars, which is currently in the final degrees of Cancer, where it is in its fall and detriment, position. Mars is the warrior planet, the planet of action, whereas Cancer is the sign of the moon, which is linked with, protection, peace, motherhood, the womb. It is not the place for Mars to be comfortable. It just, makes the place of Cancer a little bit volatile. So you may have had some problems in domestic issues, family matters, or, some security issues, or some, unrest in the place of your home or your environment, or some natural calamities, or some problems, some volcanic eruptions, or some explosions, or some problem with the home, land, or neighborhood, or family matters, or maybe some sickness or whatever, or problem with water. And now Mars this week will be ingressing Leo. It is a place where Mars is more comfortable because Leo is a fire sign, and Mars is actually the planet of Aries, so it will be more comfortable, and actually it will give more power to the leaders or father figures or male figures, and it will be a little bit more powerful. So we will have a more powerful Mars. And June 11th, Mars will be ingressing Leo. And another important thing, as you know, the planet of communication, trade, commerce, teaching, learning, news, also electronic items, communication items like computers, phones, or any media devices. Mercury, which is actually the ruling planet of Gemini, and currently Mercury is in Gemini, but it's in retrograde motion. And also Saturn is in Aquarius. Aquarius is also linked with technology. It is also in retrograde motion. So nowadays is not the best time to make new, contracts, permanent, important contracts. This is not the time to move to a new house or to purchase a car or a vehicle. This is not the right time to buy an electronical item or communication item like computers or phones or any media devices. But this is the time to rewind, repair, reshape, redecorate, or clean, clear, or cleanse, and getting rid of the clutter, or going over the old files and just cleaning your computer, organizing your files and backing up. So this week actually, the important aspects, crucial aspects which takes my attention is just last weekend, June 5th, there was a very severe opposition of Mars in Cancer opposing the Pluto in Capricorn. So this Mars opposition Pluto is linked with some problems, some power struggles, some security issues, and also some problem with the land, homeland, and some, struggles and, some power disputes and, some maybe even arguments. So it is still in effect. So it's important to try to keep cool, and there might be some volatility, some problems, some, disagreements, some tension in the air. But after this solar eclipse, especially after this week, next week, starting with June 14th, it will start to get better. But the other thing is, actually, June 12th, there is another important aspect, which is actually another little bit brutal and harsh aspect. It will be happening the second time this year after January. It is the square aspect between the Saturn 13 degrees Aquarius with 13 degrees Uranus in Taurus. So this Taurus and Aquarius square aspect, 13 degrees, Uranus currently being in Taurus and Saturn being in Aquarius, they will challenge each other. So a good system might be shaken by some forces, or some unexpected volatility might happen, or people might want revolution, or they may want to challenge the leaders, or the leaders might try to put unnecessary or sudden pressure on the public or people. So there might be the tensions between the people and the leaders, the system and the ones being ruled or managed, or some rebellion, revolutionary, or some unrest forces, energies might be happening. So this shows also a tension between the institutions and the structures which are being shaken. This might be in the good way for any good institution to be tried to be shaken by evil forces, or the old molded system which needs to collapse down by the fresh energies to come in. So this might happen in positive or negative ways, but definitely this will happen again in the final months of 2021. So 3 times this square aspect between Uranus in Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius is going to happen for the year of 2021, which is an important landmark aspect of the year for 2021. This square aspect, Uranus challenging Saturn, Saturn challenging Uranus. And as you know, the South Node is nowadays in Sagittarius 10th degrees. The North Node is in Gemini 10th degrees. North Node is the way we need to follow. So Gemini nowadays, the sign of communication, is really being highlighted. The Sun is also currently in Gemini, the week starting 17 degrees Gemini, June 7th, 2021. Moon, as I have mentioned, will be transiting through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and when the moon, the new moon, will be happening in Gemini 19 degrees, there will be the solar eclipse, and right around the time of the solar eclipse and the new moon, actually, the Sun and Mercury will be pretty close to each other. Even though Mercury is in its retrograde motion, it will be Jazimi. Jazimi means the Mercury being in the heart of the Sun. So it means that Mercury will be having quite powerful beams from the Sun. So even though the communication planet is in retrograde, still the Sun will be protecting the energies of communication and teaching, learning. Maybe the schools, teachers, students might be highlighted. Also the news, media might be highlighted. Venus is currently in Cancer 6 degrees. Venus is in the place where she's comfortable at, because Cancer is being ruled by the Moon, and Moon and Venus are both friendly planets and a satellite, and they are nighttime planets. So they are actually in quite powerful positions. So it's a good time for mothers, for being a mother, and for children, family, domestic issues. Even though Mars before really, made that area a little bit volatile, but now Venus, proceeding in Cancer, is trying to wrap up, clean up the dust, and, settling everything down. And this is the nice time to try nice recipes, to be more enjoying house matters, the homeland or family time. And it's actually quite a domestic, family and emotional sign, Cancer. And Jupiter is in Pisces 1st degrees, and Saturn, as I have mentioned, is in Aquarius 13th degrees, Uranus, Taurus 12th, 13th degrees, Neptune is in Pisces 23rd degree, Pluto is in Capricorn 26th degree, and it's in retrograde motion as Saturn, and also Mercury, and Chiron is in 12 degrees Aries. So this week actually still we have the energies of the former week's Mars-Pluto opposition, also the energies of Mercury-Neptune square, which actually causes some frustrations and also some which actually causes some also problems with waters. And this eclipse happening this week, which is an annular solar eclipse. Annular means where it happens, some parts of Canada, some parts of the Northern America, and some other parts of the world in the Northern Hemisphere, the solar eclipse will be able to be observed. And also some parts of Europe, but northern parts. This will be, the solar eclipse will look like a ring of fire. So the annular solar eclipse means it will look like a ring of fire when the solar eclipse will be happening. And the solar eclipse 19 degrees Gemini will be close to Bellatrix and some other positive fixed stars. So I believe this solar eclipse compared to the lunar eclipse will have more positive impact in our lives after some teardrops and some sadness and some shaking events. And the other aspects this week, June 8th, Moon will be in sextile with Mars, which is positive, good for athletic activities, for sports, for gym, for some yoga, tai chi, qigong, or some spiritual physical activities, and also maybe for Pilates and yoga. And this week also, June 11th, Sun will be in conjunction with Mercury. As I have mentioned, Mercury will be in Jazimi phase, will be in the heart of the Sun in Gemini, and Ceres will be in conjunction with Uranus. So sudden, important, creative, good, nourishing ideas that you might really, better your life conditions. Some good ideas might suddenly come into your mind. And Mars, as I have mentioned, will be ingressing Leo on June 11th. And June 13th, Venus will be in sextile with Uranus. There might be some sudden, surprising love news coming your way, or you might suddenly bump into someone who may turn into your biggest love affair of your life. So sudden, happy, good, loving surprises. And the other thing is, Moon will be opposing Pluto on June 13th, so it's good to be a little bit careful for any, power, exertion of power on the women or home affairs from outside forces. It's good to be protective. And also Sun will be squaring Neptune. Again, not the best time. Might be again the time for some frustrations or shaking up your, some trust in some people or your leaders or the people, politicians ruling us. So this is a little bit transitional time. It's open for frustrations. It's open for some volatile events happening, like natural disasters or some events happening, triggering some security issues, safety issues. So it's good to be a little bit more preventive, protective, and careful. And this is the time when suddenly a new happy life may start in front of you, or you may suddenly decide on an important life course. Like you may decide to move to a totally somewhere else in your life, or a sudden interesting idea might come to your mind and you might want to change your job suddenly, or suddenly you might decide to just resign from your job, or sudden interesting news may come your way and surprising you. So this is a transitional time. I would recommend you to take it easy, to be able to rest if you can. Know that you are under the protection. Whatever is happening in your life, it will be for your ultimate happiness. Just trust in the universe. The things which are not in your control and beyond your control and not in your hands, just leave it to the universe. Let go and let God. Trust the universe. Trust the timing of the universe. Take good care of yourself and be more sound, wise, and thoughtful for each step you take. Do not take unnecessary risks, but just wait a little bit more if you can until these energies will settle down, especially after the week of June 14th. And I believe the dust will settle down and whatever is left behind will be meant to be for you. Whatever left your life or is gone was already meant to be gone. Let the doors, if they close themselves, just let go and let God. Know that new doors will be opening for you with new actors and a new life, with the good, beautiful, positive horizons ahead of you, a new dawn starting in your life with the solar eclipse, the annular solar eclipse happening. Just bathe yourself with sunlight and imagine in your heart and in your vision that you are being protected and you are bathed with all your presence, your mind, heart, soul, intellect, physical appearance, body. You are just bathed and in loving light, and the loving light of God is with you. The universe, Mother Earth, is with you, protecting you, the Supreme Soul, Supreme Mother, and Supreme Father. All is well. Be sound, be wise. Follow the intuition of your heart, and whatever your heart is beating for, follow that and know that you are so much loved, and success, victory, happiness will be yours, and God's love will be with you. Love is with you. All is well and all is being well. Trust the universe. You are being loved and protected. Take good care and see you next week. Have a nice week. Bye. Orenna.